What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now, instead of looking at the final moments of Shad Gaspard, let's look at what he did in real life and why he's considered a true real life hero and an inspiring figure to so many people. Now, this video will be monetized, but all the proceeds will be going to a charity in Shad Gaspard's name. Shad Gaspard was a powerful man who was ready to help others, as seen in an amazing story from a few years back. In 2016, Shad Gaspard had returned from a wrestling show when he and JTG stopped at a convenience store for a drink. Shad went into the store while JTG waited. TMZ Sports reported on what happened. Coral Springs PD tells TMZ Sports they responded to a call around midnight for an attempted armed robbery at the store. According to police, the suspect appeared to be drunk, walked up to Shad and said, "Hey man, buy me a beer." When Shad said, "There's a better way to ask than that," police say the suspect whipped out his firearm. The store clerk said Shad quickly shoved the suspect against the cooler door, grabbed the guy's gun, and it fell to the ground. According to Pro Wrestling Sheet's Ryan Satin, Shad says he tried passing the gun off to the cashiers, but they didn't want it, and the guy started making his way to the door. So he slammed the man's head into the door, pulled him outside, and got the robber into a rear naked chokehold. That's when JTG and co saw what was happening and called the cops. Gaspard eventually immobilized him and began searching for him for more weapons. At this point, he reassessed the initial weapon and realized it was nothing more than an airsoft gun. "I thought it was a real gun the entire time, and honestly, I just didn't want anyone to get hurt." Adding, "I just kept thinking about I wanted to make sure I got home to my son." The handgun turned out to be a BB gun, but no one but the would-be robber knew this at the time. Shad's actions were heroic, but he downplayed how he thwarted the robbery, instead focusing on wanting to be with his son. It only exemplified his humility. By so many accounts, Shad Gaspard was a good friend and a family man. Consider this text message Shad sent to JTG in January 2020. "If I ever die tomorrow, just know I love you as a brother and a friend forever, even past this life." Shad Gaspard knew that tomorrow is never promised, and he seemed to make it a point to let people know how much they meant to him. As we'll see, the feeling was mutual. There have been so many online tributes paid to Shad Gaspard, a reflection of his impact on so many lives. Here, a few that illustrate what he meant to different people. Matt Morgan tweeted, "Never did the meaning brother mean more to me than it did with Shad Gaspard. I'll never forget the day Shad posted these pics of us early 20-something years old and illustrating our pathway through life's accomplishments and into fatherhood side by side for 20 years. I love you, brother." An Instagram post by MVP revealed not only Shad Gaspard's friendship, but his character. Shad Gaspard had a huge heart. He was like an annoying little brother at times. We often gave each other a hard time, but always with love. He always had a big smile on his face and was ready to share a laugh. I have a lot of friends and colleagues die. This one hurts different. We shared this incredible moment together. I was angry at him for sharing it. When this video went viral and people expressed their reactions to our reaction, I realized Shad made the right call. I called him to apologize for cussing him out. We laughed. He recently sent me some of the screenplays he was working on. He had big goals, big plans. His final act on this earth was to give his life to save his sons. A son, a husband, a father, a friend, a hero. These two comments are just one of many attesting to Shad Gaspard's impact on the lives of those around him. He was committed to helping others reach their goals while he embarked on a variety of projects on his own. As we'll see, Shad Gaspard was a man with many irons in the fire. Although Shad Gaspard was best known professionally for his role in the WWE Tag Team Crime Time, he also worked in a number of other areas. Shad created the graphic novel Assassin and Son with former WWE superstar Muhammad Hassan. He appeared in various film and television projects, worked as a stuntman, played the role of a boxing legend Jack Johnson in the stage production Pugilist, modeled and served as the motion capture model for Kratos in the 2018 God of War game, and the motion capture stunts for Bane in the Batman: The Enemy Within. On 17th May 2020, Shad Gaspard was swimming with his 10-year-old son Arya in a waist-deep water near a California beach. The conditions turned deadly without warning, and a lifeguard swam out when he saw the two struggling in a riptide. According to a report by the New York Times, Los Angeles Lifeguard Section Chief Kenichi Haskett explained what happened. Area was close to the shore, so the lifeguard was able to reach him first, the authorities said. The lifeguard went out on a 2-person rescue in that rip current 75 yards offshore. Chief Haskett said, adding that Mr. Gaspard had seen the lifeguard and pointed him to Area. His last few words were just, "Secure my son. Rescue my son." The lifeguard brought the child to shore and ran back out to rescue Mr. Gaspard, who was struggling in the 5 to 6 foot waves but still floating. In 60 seconds, the lifeguard went back out to get Shad. He saw him and then a wave came in and pushed him under. Mr. Gaspard did not resurface again. A frantic search ensued, but it proved futile. On 20th May, Mr. Gaspard's body washed up on shore at Venice Beach, confirming the worst. While Shad Gaspard died much too soon, his legacy as a family man, a hero and an inspiration to younger wrestlers will carry on forever. We'd like to offer our condolences to the Gaspard family, as well as Shad Gaspard's many friends and colleagues who thought so highly of him.